We're live. Hello, dear goth children of the world, and goth elders, grand goths.
I
Is
thought
that
you. Sorry, I thought you were gonna say goths in space.
goths
and
in
goths not on
space?
this earth.
Send the goths to space. I want to get off this rock. I'm Tom.
I'm Galen.
We are here live from the catacombs of Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab Midwest chapter. And do not adjust your screens. I am sitting on the left side this time.
It's true.
Stage left.
And why? Why are we doing that?
Because my hat looks better from this side.
It's true.
And I knew I would
You
spend
get to show off the net.
so
side.
much of my time today talking to you. From this angle, it's cute. But this is where like the drama and the mystery unfold.
Right, yeah.
So thank you for being so accommodating.
Oh,
Imagine
yes.
like on another TV show with like chat hosts and whatever, if they suddenly switched, there would be like drama about it. It's like, oh no, well, someone's hat doesn't look good from that angle.
Millions of opinion pieces online.
I know. So the reason we're here today, I mean, how far back do you want to take it? The main reason we're here today is that Spiritus Arcanum, your one-stop witch shop in Peabody, Massachusetts, near Salem, and frequent BPAL collaborateur, we have done a series of fragrances with them celebrating Walpurgisnacht. You're supposed to say Gesundheit.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. It's like I have to do everything myself. No, we've released this huge collection of perfume oils inspired by the Witches Sabbath. I need just like reaction buttons, like in those dog training videos, so we can have like maybe some Foley cues. We'll talk about it later. So you're right, exactly.
Neighborhood dogs barking.
So yesterday was presumed to be the cutoff for the pre-order for these perfume oils, and then they were going to go away forever. However, Matthew at Spiritus Arcanum has posted today that instead we are extending the pre-order window, and they are going to be available to order through May, all of May, the whole damn thing.
Cool.
So that's good news, because I was hoping we would get to do a video to sniff these perfumes and talk about them, but we only got them in the mail on Tuesday, and that doesn't leave a lot of time for reviews to be useful. So now that the life of the window, or whatever, the pre-order thingy is extended till the end of May, we actually can productively smell them so others may learn from our impressions and decide if they would like to go on this ride themselves. Because I believe once the pre-order window closes now at the end of May, that's it. And that was your chance. So, and we have all of them. So what do you think about that?
Why not?
This is what makes Galen so valuable, as his why not spirit.
A general why not attitude.
You have a real why not, a real can-do why not attitude. So because we did not really plan for this, because this news is so suddenly introduced.
We have not been prepared.
We have not been prepared. If anyone was going to prepare us, it would have to be us. And we didn't do it. But I'm loading up the spiritusarcanum.com website. I don't mean to sound like super salesy, but if I don't say specific things articulately in the right order, people will literally have no idea what we're talking about or what to do about it. Right? So
Yeah.
spiritusarcanum.com, and there's a whole page from the main page that takes you to our perfumes. And this is different from a usual BPAL category thing like on our site, because all of the scents are available as like little buttons there that you can, including they have something that I wish we had on our site, which is a button that says complete collection, because someone could just hit that button and then buy all of it, and then their shopping woes are over. I mean, their other woes are just beginning. And if you live your life hitting that complete collection button everywhere you go, then I bet things are really interesting for you. So just go do it. I'm curious. I want to know, actually. I should ask Matthew, does it happen? How often does it happen? who hits complete collection. But in the meantime, it still says, now it says only available through May 31st. There you go. Website's updated. You're all set. So, should I read what it says about this? There's not a lot of like intro. I think that if you're following us and then you're following Spiritus Arcanum, you kind of understand. We've done this series over the years of classical witchcraft, historical witchcraft themed fragrances. Now, because I am not as super familiar with a lot of the specifics here, I also will not know how to pronounce everything perfectly. But what else is new? You know?
It's happened before, it'll
I'm
happen again.
a product of an Arizona public school education, okay? Like, I'm lucky to have teeth. So, I mean, and knock on wood, and if I still have them next month, I will be lucky to have teeth. So I've got them all lined up in alphabetical order.
I don't know if that worked.
We don't have a chance to workshop material. Imagine if we actually rehearsed this and we just sat here in the living room and like bantered. I feel like something of the live experience would be lost.
Yes. Yes.
You know where we did not get to banter before we begin, I will say, is we hosted our first Minneapolis lunacy event this past weekend. So firstly, if I seem a little crazy today, it's because we did not get a full weekend of rest. But anyone who might have shown up to this event expecting some fun, lively banter with us would have been sorely disappointed because we were just kind of scrambling to get it together. Like, we had to set up.
We were fine?
We were fine, but it wasn't like we were sitting there, like, putting on, like, a little, you know.
That's because that's not what it is.
It was no Pearl Bailey Carol Channing, is what I'm saying.
It's not like a live podcast where you come to a conversation.
Right.
You just have to talk to us.
Right, which is...
We talk to each other as well, but it's not like we're putting on a show.
Yeah, it was like, hey, will you get this for me?
Right. Do you know where this is?
Right.
Will you bring that up?
But to your credit, because of all of your hard work in getting things set up, you do know where this is, and you were able to get it for me.
Yes. I did a good job.
Golf claps for Galen. So today, and again, I know, preamble, 7 minutes and 41 seconds. My producer brain is always looking at that clock. However, it is important to note that we smelled the Spiritus Arcanum scents on World Goth Day. Now, how World Goth Day is celebrated is really up to you as a goth, because goths hate being told what to do. My only advice is that if you're an American goth, is that you would immediately call, email, text, etc., your senator and express your fury about the bill that is being rammed through right now to promote the Trump administration's collective evil madness. If you have one of the good senators, you can ask them what they're doing to block this. And if you have one of the bad senators, they should never rest easy again. Let me tell you, once you've pissed off the goths, it's over for you. Let them know that it's over. The bill is likely not going to be voted on in the Senate until after Memorial Day weekend, which gives people a lot of time to cajole, plead, shame, threaten within the legal extent of the law. Give somebody a hard time. Take your angst, your fatigue, your ennui, and just dump it right onto somebody else where it belongs, because this shit is crazy. And that is my spiel, and I wanted to make sure we got that out of the way, not at like the 50-minute mark, so that there's a chance that like somebody actually heard it. The 5calls.org app and website is really great for connecting you directly where you need to talk. They've got a script for you. If you can leave voicemails after hours if you're really shy and you have like a tiny squeaky mouse voice and you don't want to like worry about actually confronting a live person. There are ways, but everyone has a little something to do. So someone says, time to pester Mike Lee. Pester Mike Lee. Tell him we sent you. So, political screed completed. We're going to start at the beginning of the alphabet.
Oh, you tried it again?
It's that law of diminishing returns. I know my comedy laws.
I'm not talking to you anymore.
As a product of the Arizona public school system, I'm very familiar with diminishing returns. So it's like it's Arizona's like chief export. Cotton, citrus, copper, cattle, climate, and diminishing returns. Didn't make it into the 5 C's. So, marking it at the 10-minute and 40-second.
Okay, are we gonna stop
Yes!
this or what?
Yes, I'm dying to.
We've been here for an hour.
I've edged the. It's like an hour. It's like burlesque. You just gotta inch that glove down, and then once you.
We're almost at 11 minutes.
And it's 11. AKELARRE. It's the very first one in this series. AKELARRE. If you just tuned in now,
Oh my god.
let's have a little recap. I'm just kidding. Just a little humor. The scent description for AKELARRE. First of all, we've got this lovely Goya painting of the Witches Sabbath. Okay.
Great.
Goya had 2 Witches Sabbath paintings. There's the one, and then this one. You're not ready.
I am ready. I am very ready.
How are you going to make it in vaudeville?
Where are the perfumes?
Where are the perfumes? It says, Ecstasy and heresy on the Heath of the he-goat. Molten labdanum drips like blood onto bare skin. Red musk thrums with carnal hunger, and gleaming red amber smolders against the writhing curve of the body. This sounds like the perfect scent to wear before calling your senator. As far
Yeah.
they need to hear the writhing curve of the body through your voice, and we're here to help you express it with AKELARRE.
Ah, great.
Great. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
These are all going to be so dark and witchy. The humor is going to evaporate from this session. Why did I touch my nose? Why did I get it on my nose? I can feel the great he-goat entering my body through the nose.
Well, this is intimidating. Packs a punch.
I mean, if you are familiar with BPAL's catalog at all, when we're talking about like red musk, red amber, and molten labdanum, I feel like you know what to expect. This is like a really dark, deep, pulsing, rich red, resinous,
You are really hitting the alliteration today.
I know.
Rich red resin.
Do you want me to get out the thesaurus and we'll try something else?
I don't know where it is.
I don't know where. It's on the computer. Everything's on the computer.
Oh, okay.
But there is like a really feral heat to it. That must be the writhing curve of the body that I'm smelling.
It's got to be that.
Yeah. Making me want to move a little in my chair. I'm getting the panty squirms from.
Dear God.
It's a delicious red amber.
It is.
I wish that I felt more like the perfume in the bottle smells, and I guess that's why we wear it, right? Because it's like in my natural habitat at like 1 p.m. on a Thursday, I'm probably not thrumming with carnal hunger. But if I want to get there, this is probably like the gateway. I'm just getting a little dribble. That molten labdanum is not going to drip like blood onto bare skin all by itself. It requires me to get involved.
Here you go. Do you want me to put the ones we already tried over there?
Just throw it away.
Oh.
Chuck it. That is so... Okay, so it's extremely amber forward.
What is in here?
I'll give a recap in the recap. So, I mean, this is very fresh right now, but really rich, bloody amber.
Yeah.
The musk is completely detectable, and yet I feel like it is seeding the stage to amber the same way that Judy Garland would seed the stage to Liza Minnelli in their mother-daughter shows, where she knows it's really all about her, but she knows that she has to act like someone else is momentarily the star. Labdanum here is, I think, just really like enriching things on the side, like turning up the heat a bit. It's just fucking incredible. Oh, there goes our monetization. If you can talk about gleaming red amber smoldering against the writhing curve of the body without dropping a few F-bombs, then like maybe your video isn't worth watching. So
Let people swear.
just I mean, the idea of going through everything we're going through collectively as a society.
Oh, now I can't swear anymore?
And having, yeah, exactly. I can't.
This is fudging
swear.
ridiculous.
Right. Well.
Fuzz.
Fuzz. This is fuzzing ridiculous.
Fuzzing ridiculous.
It's just so beautiful. There is something, I want to say, almost kind of like mineralic and like of the tar pits here, which I think is thematically perfect.
Sure, yeah, of the tar
I think
pits.
that's got to be part of the musk. There's like a grittiness, like a gritty edge in there. It's just absolutely beautiful. I'm glad I sniffed the bottle of this when it came in and I was like, oh, cool. Having it on the skin is a totally different experience. If I would say that the labdanum, as a recent connoisseur of labdanums, I will say that I think it is adding to the stickiness of the smell. It's not like any stickier to the touch than any normal perfume oil, but it smells like the maple syrup on the kitchen counter, kind of like, it gives it that kind of attractive quality, like sundew plant glommers, you know? Does that make sense?
Sundew plant glommers. It's just like, what are we talking about?
We're talking about AKELARRE.
I know.
And the writhing curve of the body. So,
do you think that there is some sort of, because it says laudanum drips like blood, is there some kind of maybe blood component?
I just think it's in the red musk, probably. Okay. I think we're dealing with a blood musk. That's what I think. It's not, I mean, it's possible that what I just regarded as a mineralic quality could be like a faintly metallic blood note. I'm not, you know, I'm not a Satanism scientist.
More alliteration.
I would pick the S's too. It makes me sound even gayer. God help me. I need to write a scent that will make me lisp, like when I present it. I honestly love this so much that I would sit and smell it forever. I'm kind of getting high.
It smells like an ancient evil. I don't really know how to describe that any clearer, but that's just what I'm getting.
But like a really hot ancient evil.
Oh, just a beautiful
wicked hot ancient evil.
But that's like, it smells ancient. It smells evil. So it is an ancient evil. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it. Yeah.
Very appropriate for World Goth Day.
Yeah. It's intimidating.
Well, if you think that's intimidating, ham-handed segue. Sorry, I read the stage directions. Let's check in with Bald Mountain.
Uh-oh.
Bald Mountain. Now, I don't know anything about Bald Mountain. Everything I know about Bald Mountain I learned from Disney's Fantasia, right? Where is Bald Mountain? What is the Bald Mountain myth? People also ask. Apparently, St. John saw witches gathering on Bald Mountain, and they had a big party.
It's a rumor.
They left like red Solo cups everywhere.
Oh god, beer pong. It was crazy.
So, let's see. Am I correct that the Bald Mountain is the Fantasia thing? Night on Bald Mountain, which is the
the scary one.
The scary one. Yeah, so
I would fast forward through that one when I was little.
What? I would watch the whole thing just to
Eventually,
I
got to the point where I was not scared of it anymore. But I did. I think I
why
really just wanted to watch
it right now.
The like centaur ladies in their
grooming their. That is so Galen Cody.
Oh,
You're like, I'm in it for the Barbie moment.
I'm in it for the Barbie moment.
My Little Pony.
The big cloud demon was too much for me.
No, well, for those of you who have waited your whole life to smell like the cloud demon, we have the Bald Mountain perfume that smells like, it says, writhing shadows and jutting gray stones stabbing through a starless sky. Dark vetiver and blackened patchouli cling to cold rock, while opopanax and resin-weeping trees Who hurt you, trees?
Oh, no.
Smolder into thick hypnotic smoke.
Okay, this is great. I haven't smelled it yet, but this
Converted.
is great.
Welcome to Bald Mountain. I want it to be like Splash Mountain at Disney, where there's just like a whoosh at the end, but it's all
like black gunk.
Yeah, black gunk. The photo that they get is just amazing.
There's like
the Bald Mountain Disney ride. They should have, since they, I mean, I'm not taking this away from The Princess and the Frog.
Ooh,
but
geez.
Splash Mountain could have become a Bald Mountain ride.
Do they have a Fantasia ride?
I don't even think that Disneyland acknowledges that Fantasia ever happened.
It's a bummer, because of those centaur ladies.
Right. Yeah, they should have, like, they're just, like, in the park. I think
One
they're
of the best pieces of animation.
Totally boobular for, like, middle American.
Sure, right. But
park.
Pirates of the Caribbean's fine.
Right, with the chasing the wenches.
Yeah.
Okay, let's...
I really like this. This is also kind of, it has a stickiness.
Did you notice that this also is writhing? There's a lot of writhing involved with witchcraft.
When you're a goth, when you're a witch, you writhe.
This is why I think contemporary witches... Ooh, you're lisping now too.
No, I just said writhe.
This is why so many contemporary witches like take yoga and belly dancing and like movement classes.
To enhance their writhing.
You want to be able to writhe at the right moment. You don't want to be like, oh, I'm sorry, everyone, I can't writhe at the moment. I'm just not limber. So the vetiver and patchouli is actually really kind of stank. There's like an indolic quality, which I'm really enjoying. Did it say that it has oud?
No, but it does smell like it.
I detect an oud.
Resin-weeping trees, maybe it's part of that, one of its tiers.
It's definitely, I mean, you wouldn't expect from the sound of resin-weeping trees that it'd be like, oh, what a lovely smell. You know? This is like something sinister is afoot. So it's got this like dark warmth, which is really interesting. I know it says cold rock, and I do believe that there's like a mineralic quality here, but there's like a real warmth to the scent, which again I attribute to the writhing.
Oh, sure.
An ex of mine, who I will not name, and who probably isn't watching anyway, had only ever seen the word written and pronounced it out loud as writhing.
Oh, this smells so different on the skin. I'm immediately getting the vetiver and patchouli in a way that I was not getting in the bottle. I don't know what I was getting in the bottle. Some sort of the resin tears, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, because of that, it reminds me a little of Revenant Rhythm, because we've been wearing it a lot lately. Except it's like Revenant Rhythm, except for it's like, what if it wasn't sweet or fun?
Right.
You know? Like all the coziness removed, all the like easygoing familiarity. You are like riding with strangers here.
This is great.
It's like a really good, intimidating, forbidding, yet alluring gothic fragrance.
I do smell the stone.
Do you?
I think so. Yeah.
Should I get a stone from around here to compare?
Yes. Shall I compare these?
I've got one in the fridge. You can smell a cold stone from the fridge. We could go to Cold Stone Creamery.
Why do you have a stone in the fridge? Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute. I didn't notice that. Why would you do that?
Did I really not bring my water bottle in here?
What a strange joke. It's right there.
Oh, there it is. I'm already thirsty from all of the writhing.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, it is like, as it's wearing, the resinous quality like is making it kind of like, again, more inviting, like a little like, insinuating. Like, yeah, a little. Join the party. Like, this is, after all, like a witch rave on a mountainside.
Opopanax, eh?
Great.
Opopanax.
Great. It's like suggestive of outdoors, but it's not like overtly like botanical. Like, I'm not getting like a strong trees smell or grass or whatever.
No, but it smells earthy.
Yes.
Dark and earthy.
Yes. Dark and earthy and stony and like horny.
Are you smelling the stone yet?
Am I allowed to say horny?
Don't swear.
No swearing.
Horny is a swear.
Horny is a swear. Sounds like I would never have been allowed to say that growing up.
Oh no.
Okay.
Did you answer me though?
No.
Are you smelling the stone yet?
It's hard to tell. I'm
I
really
am.
hung up on the like I think I'm just the resin and the smokiness.
It really does paint a picture. I do feel like I'm at a weird
Is it this picture?
party in the middle of the night.
Is it the picture on the label?
Mountain. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
yes.
the one. That's the party I'm at.
Right. I mean, all of these again, since they're all like Witches Sabbath scents, there's going to be some interesting overlap in the art, the aesthetic,
The feeling.
the scents themselves. You know, I feel like no one's really having a bad time at these parties. Not in the lore, at least. Even the way that the Christians would have talked about them to scare people away probably sound alluring to the right people. Like, oh yeah, that sounds terrible. And then inside you're like, how do I get invited to one of these parties?
I'm going to Bald Mountain tonight.
I'm going to Bald Mountain tonight. Okay, so now we're moving on to Benevento. Benevento.
All right.
The label has a beautiful artwork of cavorting figures. In fact, I said that before I read this. Witches cavort, and the devil stamps his cloven hoof at the base of a venerable black walnut tree, the crackle of scorched wood, and the fragrant profanation of dry vanilla bean. Have you ever profanated a vanilla bean before? You just have to be careful because...
Tell us in the comments.
Vanilla is expensive, and so if you're going to profane it... You really need to know what you're doing.
Yeah, you use that wisely.
The fragrant profanation of dry vanilla bean heralds strange heresies. See, I'm not the only one doing the alliteration.
I almost said concerned. I'm
You're habitually
and I
concerned.
don't mean concerned. I meant
Would you like to speak to the
I
manager?
actually meant intrigued because sometimes when you're concerned, you're also intrigued. Because of the previous one having a kind of Revenant Rhythm-esque thing, and then having the kind of
The
wood and
profanation.
the vanilla, the profanation
Of dry vanilla bean.
I'm losing it.
Yes, yes.
I'm just wondering if there's like going to be some, it's like.
Well, why don't we find out?
Okay. Anyway, just an interesting journey.
Ooh, this is very different than Revenant Rhythm, and yet they're sisters, not twins. It's okay. I can smell it and talk, and
laughing.
you can have a complete mental breakdown.
Why did I say concerned when I meant intrigued?
You would think that it would.
Oh, this is great. Sorry.
I'm trying to figure out what
wow.
makes this different. First of all, when it says the crackle of scorched wood, there is definitely like a burniness of this that separates it from something like Revenant Rhythm. It definitely has a like kind of a dying / dead bonfire quality to it.
Yeah.
And right underneath that is like the sort of like
Profanation.
I was going to say the kind of like what's the word to describe the walnut? There's like a kind of a nuttiness. Does that work?
Yeah.
There is a kind of a pleasant, warm nuttiness, and then unmistakably this like sweetness of the vanilla bean, but it's not like a really reassuring, cozy, foodie sweetness, is it?
No.
It's just like what's left of the vanilla bean after it's been thoroughly profanated. So I like the idea. People, I want more.
I'm trying it on.
I'm gonna like Gollum that right out of your hands.
It is my turn.
It is your turn. Now it's my turn. I like, people often request campfire scents, and I like them in theory, but they are usually too much for
smoky.
me often.
Too charred.
This is a nice, happy medium because it's like I got my marshmallow also.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to like interfere with the gothic vibes here, but if you were looking for a smoky marshmallow campfire scent, reminiscent of, Girl Scout troop, etc., this would be fine. There is kind of a sinister edge to it, unmistakably.
Like, why is it smoky and sweet?
You're in the wood. It's like you're in the woods and the devil is there, but there's also a fire and a marshmallow.
What fragrant profanation am I detecting?
Yes. Oh, that would be,
Could that be
dry vanilla bean.
Ah, it's heralding strange heresies.
Herald strange heresy.
Yeah, I like
it's like this is the vocal warm-up we should be doing before we actually start live streaming.
Like a sweet charred wood.
What are the strange heresies that it's heralding? Yeah, sweet charred wood, sweet charred wood.
You know?
I mean, it's really gorgeous. It smells, I mean, it when you come home from camping and you have that wood smoke smell in your hair.
Yeah.
It's got that. That's what it's got.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am so sorry if people have been commenting also and I've missed your delightful, humorous observations and commiserations because I've really been wrapped up in the experience here and I keep forgetting to look at the screen. So if you say something cute and I miss it, say it again. I love this.
Yeah, I love this.
It's kind of getting a little more vanilla oomph like as it dries. Which is great because if it was the other way and the scorched wood was growing, I might think it was a little too much for me, personally.
Yeah, I agree.
This is like the presence of the vanilla is like the what we'll call like the innocent evil, you know, where it's like you know, like in the movie The Witch.
Never saw it.
Oh, stop it. You know, there's like something about the vanilla like really gives it that like witch's first time voguing at a ball.
Witches' first Sabbath.
Yeah. Witch's first Sabbath. I wonder, like, you know, is there a protocol for newcomers? Like, if this is your first Witch's Sabbath, then you have to cavort, like in Fight Club.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move on, I guess, to are we allowed? I don't want to like.
I'm fine. Moving on. I think we've captured the sweetness and the smokiness of it all.
We're on a good clip.
Onward to the next Sabbath party.
The next
Sabbath crawl.
The next part of our Sabbath crawl is Blockula. A shadowed meadow stirs under a shrouded moon. Crushed bluebells release their bruised perfume. I sound like Vincent Price in the Thriller.
Whoa.
Arctic starflower and wild flax weave cold sweetness into the air. A thrum of patchouli-darkened red musk pulses heavily in the air, spiced with cardamom pods, cacao, and red oud.
Sounds great. Crushed bluebells release their bruised perfume. Okay, so
it's World Goth Day.
Can you just say that
the
in
prose
like a calm way?
Is purple.
That's really incredible.
I can't do anything in a calm way. Funny. Are you kidding me? Look at my hat.
What a goth phrase.
Yes. Yes. Blockula.
That's classic Blockula.
So Blockula. Did you get the part about the thrum of patchouli darkened red musk pulsing heavily in the air?
I was still laughing about
spiced with cardamom pods, cacao, and red oud. I love how red oud is just kind of thrown in at the end as an afterthought. Like that won't like skew everything.
Don't be scared.
Okay.
There is red oud though.
Here, have this cap.
Ooh, oh, lovely. Whoa.
Okay, so right off the bat in the bottle, that is a beautiful, lovely, like humid nighttime floral.
Yeah.
That I also though definitely immediately smelled the edge of cacao in, and we're not talking about like a Hershey's Kiss here. We're talking about that polished, dark, rough, almost like nutty, you know, the nib of it all. Wow. The way that Beth does like a crushed flower, you know, there's juices flowing that ought to be contained. In, you know, in a perfect world, if you were a bluebell, I'm sure you'd rather not be crushed. But if you were to be crushed, it would smell like this. My bruised perfume.
Yeah, there is a crushed quality.
She bruisey. Fascinating. Cold sweetness. It's funny to also one of the things I've learned from smelling 10 million perfumes is the way that sweetness, like the word sweet means nothing. like a floral sweetness is so different than like a sugary sweetness. But it is undeniably sweet.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So to the extent that this perfume has any sweetness in it whatsoever, it is coming from the floral component. Or maybe like a hint maybe of the cardamom, but like it's not a sweet experience, this Blockula.
What more do we have left? Okay, I need to figure
Lots.
out arm real estate.
I know. Or wait, I mean, we don't have to do the whole thing in one go.
We'll see how far we get.
We haven't done a stream in a while, and we're just here, and then if it's not fun anymore, or, you know, we get swatted or whatever, then we'll stop. Please don't get us swatted. So the scent is, the musk is patchouli darkened, but this is not a strong patchouli scent. Like, this is one of those things where patchouli is an interesting tool to blend with, but not everything has to smell like a head shop, you know? Instead, it just kind of provides the dark earth under the crushed flowers.
It's tying together the flowers and the spices and the cacao of it all.
To interpret this as a literary text, pushes glasses up nose with middle finger, like Meryl Streep in She-Devil. The layers introduced here relate to the earth, the crushed flowers, and then the air above. Like, this is from the text. So it's close to the earth, and it's like in the plants around there. So this is a really beautiful kind of setting the stage for the Witches Sabbath. That's what Blockula is. This is maybe the trampled ground after the party with all the red solo cups.
Yeah.
There's a really beautiful peace and stillness to this. And then there is like a sense of like a trace of like leftover ancient evil.
And somewhere in there.
But it is decidedly floral / green.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, way more botanical.
If you're out there, don't go chasing cardamom pods. You know, please stick to the cacao and red oud that you're used to. There are elements here of these like spicy, incensey notes, but that's not like the reason why we're doing Blockula. Now, Brocken, on the other hand, this is my daughter Brocken.
My twins, Blockula and Brocken.
You can't name a kid Blockula, you just can't.
They'll call them Blockhead.
Oh yeah, they sure will. I mean, I probably will.
Nice going, Blockhead.
The scent Brocken has this beautiful, I don't know what the source of the artwork is. It looks almost like a cave painting, but it's a very scratchy, like primitive style artwork depicting an ungulate, a goatly creature, and then like, you know, some kind of bird. I see bird.
I do see a bird. Maybe it's like its bird companion.
Yeah.
Sweet friend.
It's like in Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. And it's like a goat and a raven.
I was like, there's no bird in there.
So Brocken is, it says, animalic musk thrums with forbidden heat, while smoke and honeyed sweat braid into an ecstatic frenzy around a crackling bonfire. What, no writhing? We're not even writhing around this bonfire? It's implied.
No.
It's implied. Anytime something is thrumming with forbidden heat, there's probably some writhing involved. Even just a bit. You can do it in your seat. You don't even have to get up to do it. So, all right. So we've got another bonfire situation. I'm interested to know about the honeyed sweat thing. Oh, okay. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's funny because that last scent was so pastoral with the earth and the crushed flowers and so forth. And here we really have like the living body. And it is a kind of a merge of human and animal. Because goats just don't sweat. And if they did, I don't think we would describe the sweat as honeyed. And I just don't think that they would frenzy around a crackling bonfire, at least not the same way that, you know, your average, like, Burning Man folks would. So, kind of a human thing.
Right. They don't really care.
This is beautiful. I was a little worried, I guess, about how intense it would be, but it's impressively delicate.
Yeah. I was also a little intimidated.
Little honey goes a long way. It's not like a, witch's locker room scent. Or maybe it is, and then, like, I should just spend more time in the witch's locker room. Talk about your inclusive space. Wow. Oh, I just got incense from this. It the crackling bonfire in this case, because the other one that we smelled, what, I already forget the name.
Yeah, that one.
Benevento was more literally photorealistic bonfire to me. This is going like we've been chucking stuff in the fire. It's giving like incense smoke to me. It is crackling. That sweet musk is just beautiful.
Yeah, this is really good. I was intimidated.
This is what I wish B-Pal's Hexenoct fragrance smells like, because for whatever reason I've just never been able to really get into that one and wear it, even though it seems like it would be for me. This is just like and I'm not that tolerant of honey scents generally. It's just like enough of a kiss. It's like a bit of honey, a bit of incense. And then, you've got your thrumming musk.
Yeah.
So.
Undeniably musky.
And thrumming.
And thrumming.
I like a scent that thrums. This would be really, the scent, speaking of thrum though, would be really good for turning up the bass on scents that you wish were muskier.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so beautiful. There's like a touch of the outdoors in it. Like a touch of like a wooded environment, honestly, but like really you're just like so all up in somebody's business. Like it really is about the body. What is that strange noise?
Some vehicle?
It's like a cart.
Vehicle
being
or
drawn
cart
up the street.
By horses?
Do you have anything else on that one before we move on?
I think you covered it. I think that just incredible. And surprising, because the description was a little intimidating.
Some of these, I mean, like,
and then actually
are really going for
like,
it. Right.
This is beautiful.
Rolling up the old sleeves here. We need,
This is my favorite so far.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna say it. I'm comfortable enough saying that.
Well, no one's shaming you. This is a safe space.
Thank you.
You're in the witch's locker room.
Thank you.
They're really blurring together, I have to say, on my skin. And I mean, I'm probably going to be wearing this AKELARRE forever, because that is what I want to smell like as a human. But it's funny how they, as I go through, it's kind of like whirling together to create this amazing overall tapestry. And to that, we add, this is the wrong one. Did I skip one?
Night Flight.
Well, no, but like I'm going through them alphabetically.
I know.
But what about cockerel? Oh, cockscrow.
There seems to be a few in
They're
the middle.
not,
They're not
okay,
alphabetical
so
on the thing.
Have we been, as long as
I
I'm
think
like,
that we've been fine, right?
just as long, yes, okay, yes. As long as I haven't gotten hoodwinked and smelled the wrong thing. Okay, well then I will skip on to the, further ahead in the alphabet.
Yeah, we've only been only A and B so far.
And we'll go to Night Flight. I'm just going to do them in the order they are on the page. Night Flight. Gonna take a flight tonight. Remember that song from the Avalanches?
I sure do.
I listen to it all the time. It's just a sample that says over and over again, I'm gonna take a flight tonight. Oh no, I missed the comment. Oh shit. I lost my monetization. Fuck. Okay. Night Flight. Flowers long dead, twine with petals as yet unfurled. I'm Vincent Price again. Ghost jasmine, pale heliotrope, asphodel, and black violets swirling in windswept darkness.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like a cyclone of flowers.
This It may be like the centaur ladies in Fantasia.
Yeah, if they're being like chased through the woods by
I
like
believe
evil
that
witches.
happens in the. Don't they get chased? Doesn't something chase them?
Oh, I mean, there's a storm.
The storm.
Boo-hoo.
It can ruin a whole centaur salon party.
I mean, if you spend all day brushing your hair, I can see why you'd be really afraid of a storm.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, because it's like my hair. I know, right. Okay, well, here you go. Woo! Okay. Kind of like in the same world as the crushed bluebells scent from a few back. And yet, that ghost jasmine and violets and whatever, this tilts it into more of a truly like a gothic bouquet left to rot, you know, on the veranda.
Yeah.
While you're like inside somewhere hacking apart your husband or whatever. Just as an example.
Or whatever you do.
Whatever you do to your husband is really none of my business. Good luck to him. If you're the kind of person who wears this scent, then I say good luck to your husband. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. It's like a beautiful, really graceful... It's like the, from Stranger Things, the upside down version of like a beautiful woman's floral nosegay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's dark-sided.
It is.
Or like in the movie Antichrist, where there's like the flowers on the bedside table in the hospital, and then like they do this long zoom all the way in, and you can see the stems are moldy, or like just green in the thing, and then suddenly you're like in the water between the stems.
Yes.
That. I'm gonna put a little on because I like that the violet doesn't do a lot for me, but it really is kind of just, there's a lot going on, and that's kind of just a suggestion, like a tinge. Like the violets are kind of fighting for their lives here with other things. There's something, maybe someone who knows more about these specific flower notes will be able to track it down, but there's something a little spicy. It's like almost a spicy, creamy, like a carnation. Except for I don't think is a carnation. Maybe that's what makes the ghost jasmine ghosty. Or the heliotrope tropy. Or the asphodel fody. I'm gonna stop now.
Thank you.
Swirling in windswept darkness is just really it.
That is what I feel like.
Right. Well, that looked exciting. Oh, I love it. What I love about this is it really is not sweet.
No.
There's something breathy about it that like might tilt toward a sweet floral, and then there's something about it that's like, no. You don't get to have sweetness with this, where something more serious is going on. First, you have to do your chores, like hacking apart your husband, and then you can have sweetness. I'm just going by the scent inspiration. If you wear this perfume...
Read between the lines. It says hack up your husband.
If the perfume feels like it's trying to influence you into hacking up your husband, I desperately urge you to talk to somebody. You know? Don't, before you act, like talk to someone. And tell them what the perfume is making you do and try to get some help. They may at least offer to help you load up the trunk, if you know what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah, very dark and wistful.
I love it. It's so funny. This is like the lady who wanted to go to the Witches Sabbath and just like couldn't.
Because she didn't finish her chores.
Because her husband wouldn't let her go.
Yeah.
Well, she's going to make it to the next one. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, there's like a longing to be part of something here and then to not really, to be held at arm's length from the festivities. Night flight. It's funny to me too because like this conjures the idea of like the witches flying, but there's something about because of the plants that's like closer to the earth. So it's like more like flights of fancy, you know?
The flight is inside.
This is where you're freest.
They're not really
This is where you
flying.
can be free. Let's see where we're going next.
Okay.
Okay, it says trampled cross.
I totally read trampled grass.
Well,
And I was wrong.
You know,
What is there?
It says dark frankincense, rose smoke. I'm listening.
Yes.
And oud swirling around splinters of cypress, cedar, and pine in an act of transgressive liberation. Liberation. So no grass per se, but there is a cross, and I will be happy to let you know that the threat level is completely de-escalated because the cross has been trampled. So, you know, anyone who was nervous about the presence of a cross or what that implied about this gathering, it's now, you feel very safe, thoroughly trampled. I love this. It must be so much fun for Beth as a like lapsed Catholic, you know, raised Catholic person to get to dig into her roots in terms of like sacred incense and the holy experience. And then also, you know, get to explore what it's like to just like smash all that into the mud. So
Trampled.
someone says very safe, thoroughly trampled. Oh, bits, splinters. There are splinters. And in fact, I think it's so funny. You can trample the cross and then you got to worry about splinters. Like, it's just never safe. We could get, like, maybe we should get, like, next year for the Witches Sabbath, we're going to cut out a foam cross and then we can trample that. It's got to be biodegradable, though.
It smells very woodsy.
Woo! Woo! Oh, it got into my nose. It does. It does.
I smell the splinters.
What I love about it is, I mean, we'll see how it goes on the skin, but there's kind of like an interesting like juiciness to the wood, which suggests that it's like somehow alive, like we have killed a living thing.
I think that's the cypress.
Yes,
I bet it has that quality.
Yes, you're right. You're right, and then the pine too, because it's an evergreen. Yeah. You know, like the cedar relates to the cross, maybe. But the pine and the cypress are we're in the woods trampling on the cross. You know, I like if there's a camping trip, and even if it's mixed company, because you just bring the cross in your gear, and then you feel it out. And maybe like the first night when people are still getting settled in and getting to know each other, it's not an appropriate time to bring out the cross and invite everyone to trample it. But maybe on the second or third night, you know, like you've gotten to know each other, the woods have been speaking to you, you've all been drinking some like brandy wine, and now there are people who maybe would not have considered trampling on the cross before who are totally happy to do it now. And they probably won't talk about it when they go back to work the next week. But you will always have that connection together to each other. And I think that's really special.
How nice.
Oh, how nice. Because of the frankincense and the rose and stuff, and these evergreen notes, there's like a real freshness to this. It's uplifting. It might really be good for your outlook or your self-esteem to trample this cross. The oud, on the other hand, there is the stench of judgment.
Sure.
You know? There's no escaping the fact that you've done something profane. The profanation of the trampled cross. And there's no vanilla bean here to sweeten it up, honey. You did that. You really did that. So there is like definitely that element of the freshness, I would say, relates to the liberation, and then the oud relates to the transgression. And those two things are just beautifully blended here. I wish I'd had the forethought. I have crosses here from moving that we haven't hung up, and we could have trampled one. Live.
On camera.
Live. Just like, I should, you know, like let my downstairs neighbor know though before we're filming, and it's like, just so you know, you might hear a little noise today because unfortunately we're like live streaming and like we are going to trample across. I could invite her. Maybe she would find that, you know. Again, it's all about bonding. Walpurgisnacht. It's really all about families, connections. Do you have anything? I haven't even let you talk. I've trampled more than just a cross today. You know, I'll sit here and sculpt my little widow's peak hairstyle while you think if you have anything to say about it. hats frantically.
I think it's, I don't know, it's not particularly groundbreaking of a thing for me to say, but it is a very interesting fragrance. And I like the incense smoke and the trees.
It's not a very Galen fragrance, I have to say.
No, but I do really like it.
It really reminds me a bit of B. Pal's Rose Cross, but it like takes it outdoors and tramples it a little bit, dirties it up.
Yeah,
You know? Like the
yeah.
oud especially, because it's like Rose Cross is like a really earnestly sacred fragrance, and this is like, yeah, you like that? What about this? Ha ha ha! So, well, while we're blaspheming, why don't we get into a little dark baptism, shall we? And I don't offer that to just anybody. Dark baptism is not like a first date activity. Maybe that's like a third or fourth date. Of course, the artwork is this wonderful classical, like woodcut illustration of someone being darkly baptized by literally the devil. So there's no getting around it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. You mention it. This is like, it's like a very Rosemary's Baby, where it's like, oh, that's a beautiful perfume. What is it? Tries to look close at the label. You know, I guess that's also like in the birdcage when they're looking at the
figures are doing. Oh yeah,
with the soup bowls. Oh.
And women, I see women on there.
None on mine. Dark baptism. The scent, it says, the sacred reborn in darkness. That's a little something that we at BPAL can provide for you, whoever you are. A baptism of liberation, defiled holy water and lily of the valley, suffused with black musk. First.
Golly gee.
I did a video last week where I talked about lilac scents. Or maybe it was like 5 years ago. But it's funny because there was one
last
that
week,
was like
5 years ago.
Whatever. I forget who was president. I try not to think about those things anymore. But there was a lilac and lily of the valley situation with one of the duets, and I talked about it, expounding on my scent impressions, and I got a message later from someone who was like, I think that you might not really know anything about lily of the valley because it smells actually a lot different than like the usual lily scents that you seemed to be talking about. And I was so excited to write back to this person and be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. You are completely correct. And I honestly know very little, if not nothing whatsoever about Lily of the Valley. And I was truly just vibing, going on vibes, preconceptions, prejudices, my own, internal clockworks just going cuckoo. So I'm excited now to have a Lily of the Valley scent that is defiled holy water, lily of the valley, suffused with black musk. I should, from these 3 notes, be able to pick out what is the lily of the valley scent. And then I will have a reference for understanding what the hell I'm talking about in the future. I love that because, not everyone knows what everything smells like. And a lot of us are just groping our way through life, one scent note at a time. So with that in mind, would you like to have a little dark baptism? Here, lean over. I'll just pour it all down the back of your neck. Okay, ready? Yeah, indeed. Because this is like pretty intense to be stuck with for the next 2 days.
That would be intense too.
Wow.
Okay.
So there's that aquatic mineralic aspect.
Definitely getting that.
But because it's so profane, it's not giving like fresh, springy, like no one's going to be like, oh, Irish Spring. In fact, the black musk, which I think of as being a really sweet note, is not sweetening this up per se. The lily of the valley note that, as far as I can tell, the floral component of the scent that is not defiled holy water and not black musk is a kind of an interesting, like green and gold, spicy, like floral scent. Granted, this is not like a single note, so who knows, but it is really interesting. it borrows some of the holy water scent to make it greener, I think, because you get that like scent of the plant moisture. But that black musk is just, I mean, truly profaning. Oh my God, I missed what you said. I'm so sorry. I just looked up as it was fading. I get to see the chats from the live session. They like appear as visible on the video like a day or so afterward. Someone says that they're a black musk stan, but they don't love floral. I mean, I know what you're talking about. And also, that's like a really intense thing to mix.
And lily is a very specific flower.
Well, lily of the valley is an even more specific flower.
Lily of the valley.
So now you see where I get it from. Does Galen like all caps? Well, I don't think so. If I was going to guess, I would say Galen doesn't like this.
I don't even know yet.
But the best way to make Galen think he likes something is to tell him what he does and doesn't like, because he's also very defiant. Wow. How does something manage to smell so dirty and so clean at the same time? There's like a really dark, rutting black musk.
It smells so different in the bottle.
Going on here. This is the one where, like, because of the way the water mixes, like, I would, if it said cold stone or whatever, I would smell it. It's like darkly fresh, freshly dark, maybe like a little bit, kind of like the Cthulhu fragrance, and yet more specifically floral than the Cthulhu fragrance, which is more of a seaweed situation. Like an evil soap that makes things dirtier.
Sure, yeah.
That witches probably use when they're, about to perform surgery or whatever, and it's like, hold on, have to make my hands dirtier. It's fascinating. The musk, again, interestingly, the musk is where the source of any sweetness and not the flower.
What an interesting combination of notes.
I know, it is really unusual. It's funny. It's giving Midsummer, the movie Midsummer, but like in the nighttime scenes.
Which are very brief.
Right. We don't spend a lot of time in the dark in that movie. I'm glad we're winding down because I'm exhausted. Is anyone just completely tired of hearing us talk? It's like been 62 minutes.
I'm liking this the more that it is settling.
Uh-huh.
It smells, I honestly can't remember if I already said this out loud. It smells very different in the bottle than it did once it hit the skin. On me, anyway.
I would say now that it's settling into the skin, it is definitely like a perfect transliteration of the notes, because I am smelling like I'm smelling the water, I'm smelling the lily of the valley, and I'm smelling the black musk. And if that is a combo that you're interested in exploring, then this is likely going to work out well for you. And if there's a part of it that you're iffy about, like, you're probably going to remain iffy the whole time you're wearing it, because it smells like that thing that you were hoping it wouldn't.
It's very interesting to have a like dark musk aquatic.
Yes, I agree. I love it. I mean, it reminds me, again, it's like dark baptism. My image is classical image of a woman with a basin doing her like washing to make herself presentable for society, except for it's like black nightgown, black basin, dark water. So there is something kind of old school about it, like old world. And while we're there, since everything is old, let's take a peek at the Devil's Tome, shall we?
Okay.
And I'm saying tome, Tome. Leather crackling under your touch, ink-smudged vows scrawled onto incense-stained parchment, the metallic tang of blood and a whiff of brimstone.
Uh-oh.
If I lean in like that, I'm squinting it. Gam's trying to read the comments, scrolling past.
What does that say?
But if I record the whole thing at this level, then I just don't think it's,
It's a little close.
Don't you think you're awfully close? Okay, the Devil's Tome. I'm curious about this because generally, as a rule, I just cannot stand.
I can't do tones.
Someone just called me Gam Gam. I like tome scents, but brimstone gives me the ick.
You don't like the brim.
I mean, it's like a sulfur smell. Right. I generally don't wish to smell of it. This is really, really dark and creepy and sexy. I am predisposed, I guess, to, I love pomegranate ink, got me hooked on the Lab's ink note. Mm-hmm. Leather is always a good time. Mm-hmm. I don't care what anyone reads into that. Incense-stained parchment, I mean, you know, sign me up. A little blood and a little brimstone, never hurt nobody. I think actually I put something there. I am running out of real estate.
Is this the last one, though?
No, we have one more after this. It's just like there's something... I know. really, just knocks himself out. Galen just opts out of the video altogether by knocking himself unconscious. God. I did not see that coming.
That did surprise me. Okay.
Oh, I love this.
I don't know where to put this.
It smells alive. So it's like a book smell. And we do lots of them. There's lots of different ways to smell like a book. And
yes.
People say they want us to smell like old books. I always think that's funny because I'm like, they probably think of that as a really specific smell. And I'm like, well, here are 10. So...
this is great.
Oh my gosh, someone... I don't know if I can recreate this comment before it fades, but someone who does a sulfur dip on their dog, and they're like now realizing there's a scent that you can pair with that. Yes. Although, fortunately, the brimstone is just, you know, a spangle of brimstone in the background. Beautiful, beautiful. This is like a book scent in the way that, like, because it's the devil's tome, like, I mean, it really is a living object. Mm-hmm. There's something alive about it. Crackling under your touch, that sounds like a dead thing, but maybe it's like a combination of the blood. I don't know. It's really beautiful. It's like, and it's mainly only creepy in a seductive way, or is that my just like, you know, personal psychology revealing itself? I feel like from a young age, I was predisposed to have more intimate relations with books than with people. And so a scent of a living book is something I'm like, oh, you've got my attention. Rare, as they say. I'm not gonna like have segs with a book, okay?
I just didn't really know where this was going.
But if the devil was going to appear to me in an appealing shape, a book is a pretty good one. And the scent is just beautiful. It doesn't have black musk listed as a note, but I wouldn't be shocked if that was involved in what's going on. It's
not musky.
It's not musky. There is like a nice little dry crackle here, but this book is like a kind of a juicy book, you know? She's got heat.
Yeah, it's really good.
Well, I love that. Okay, so now I understand at last why the alphabetical order was broken. Because Cock's Crow is the last one, and this relates to the rooster crowing in the morning and the evening being over and the Witches Sabbath concluding.
Oh, okay.
Thematically,
this
we have
a series of events.
A narrative emerges. Yeah. I thought I was just bouncing from one. It's like when, you know, you go to sleep no more or whatever, and you're like, oh, there was a story? This is Macbeth? Oh, I see. Cock's Crow. The heavens awaken, piercing the darkness with the first rays of sunrise, scattering demons and chattering imps to the wind. The sun's promise of redemption, the renewal of grace, an absolution for all sins, yawn, glowing amber, white bergamot, orange blossom, and pettigrain. Now, I'm sorry I yawned because all of that sounds delightful. And you know, the party's got to end sometime, right? If just so the witches can charge up again to do it all like next month or whatever.
Even witches have to rest.
My nose needs a break. Open that and smell it, please.
My nose needs a break. I almost had a terrible sneezing fit.
I don't even know if I can smell another thing.
I'm gonna try.
We've gone 70 minutes.
I'm gonna try. It was the hell of a party.
I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 perfumes in 70 minutes is a lot of
Oh, this is nice. You'll like it.
bang for your buck.
I just
Describe
think
it to me.
It's, you know, it's the Son's promise of redemption, the renewal of grace. An absolution for all sins.
Got it.
You get it.
All that good stuff.
God.
I know. I'm gonna have to put it on like my foot or something. On the. Maybe I'll just like put it under my nose like the autopsy gel. Okay, I'm gonna go to the other side. I'm going over to the other side. I like that there's a scent included here for people who might not want to smell like witch pits, you know? The petitgrain keeps it like classical, pastoral.
Gritty, earthy.
Yeah, like, you know, you're on the farm or, you know.
But all the freshness of the morning with these other notes.
Yeah, I'm really getting a lot on so I can actually tell what I'm smelling. This is important because orange blossom is such a clean, fresh, uplifting scent. And the petitgrain does kind of like tether it to earth. Mm-hmm. It binds it to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
And the amber blurs the edges of it so it's not like straight floral with a bergamot, orange blossom situation that's like, it's got a like Thomas Kincaid filter on it.
Oh, nice.
And that makes the petitgrain actually stand out, I think, quite a lot, which is really nice. Like, it's like I'm really getting. I spent so much time before we moved playing Castlevania 2, and in that game, when the sun goes down, suddenly the enemies are harder to kill, and all the vampires come out and try to kill you, and then you play that way, and then eventually the sun comes up, and it's like, oh, everything's back to normal. And that's what we have here. It's like there's like something about it that is pleasantly stinky, or is it just
me? Sure.
Am I right?
No, I think so.
It's got like, I mean, something about the earthiness. It's got that kind of like yoga studio smell. Like maybe like with the petitgrain, like maybe something slightly sweaty about it. Mm-hmm. But like in a really good, pleasant way, like a clean, the clean sweat of a wholesome effort. But also it's possible that I have slathered both of my arms and my face with 9 other oils about cavorting and writhing and thrumming, and at this point, and I also may be just very sweaty, so
could be that.
Someone was talking about orange blossom having like an indolic quality on its own, which that makes sense because I've been smelling Vice. Someone posted about Vice recently from our general catalog of scents, which is a chocolate cherry orange blossom scent, and I put it on and it is immediately kind of like indolic, and in a way that surprised me because it just sounds like it's going to be like a very like, you know, bachelorette party good time, and then it's suddenly the kind of bachelorette party where you're like, you know, writhing around a campfire. So
I didn't know you guys were into this.
Right.
I thought we were just gonna have the penis hats.
What are you saying about my hat? What? All right, look.
It's been a hell of a night.
We smelled the perfumes. We spent over an hour of World Goth Day smelling perfumes inspired by the Witches Sabbath that are created in collaboration with an actual goddamn Salem witchcraft shop. I don't know what else you want from us. So I'm like dazed.
I know.
I feel like I have.
Are you also confused?
Running. I am confused.
Feeling this is really nice. That last one. It's like a good it's a good refresher after all of the
it's like aftercare.
Party stank.
I really appreciate Matthew the way that he like set these up on the site,
Mm-hmm.
And then like that was.
I didn't realize we were in a story.
Move. Yes.
What could be more witchy than that?
Being in a story,
like finally getting to the end of it and being like, oh, I have been involved in something.
I know. There's always the next day thing. Remember the movie The Little Hours? Yes, and there's very much that where it's like the cavorting. The nuns end up cavorting as with witches in the trees, and then the next day it's like, oh, what did
If you haven't seen The Little Hours,
that would be fun.
It is streaming on multiple places. It's incredible.
Here's what I think you should
Aubrey
do.
Plaza.
I think you should
My
go to
God.
5calls.org. I think you should contact your senators. Contact all of the senators. Contact as many senators as you personally have the spoons to contact. Put on a fragrance. Make yourself feel good. Watch The Little Hours. It is, I would say, a gothic movie. It's
Absolutely.
technically because it's about nuns and witches and like medieval stuff.
Lust.
Yes. But it's very funny.
It's
and
so funny.
it will leave you in a good place.
Yeah.
Unlike this video, which has exhausted all of your patience and tolerance and goodwill. So at 75 minutes in, I think it is time for us to say our farewells before we collapse. I'm not going to be like offer myself as a sacrifice to World Goth Day. I refuse to be a martyr. So we're gonna go recharge.
Oh, and your phone has hit 20%.
refuel.
You gotta charge this.
Oh, let's get out of here. Okay, well, everyone go enjoy the, like, daytime or the darkness or whatever you have left for the day. Thank you for sitting with us. These oils are available at spiritusarcanum.com until May 31st. And if you have reviews, if you get them in the mail before that window closes, go review them somewhere so that other people will know what to think. It cannot just be up to us to carry this burden.
Yes.
So, take care. Bye-bye. And